Merry Christmas Eve. Today's Friday, December 24th. We're bringing you the latest news making headlines to help you start your day.
Imagine this. You've been looking forward to your big Christmas gathering and you get a notification on your phone from your airline that your Christmas Eve flight is canceled.
You know what, Karen? This has happened to thousands of passengers, including some who were scheduled to fly with Atlanta-based Delta Airlines.
CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm has more on this as she starts off our coverage in today's Morning News Rewind.
Karen, good morning to you. The fast-moving Omicron variant is definitely taking its toll on lots of industries, including the airline industry. Take a look. We're watching as several jets are pulling up this morning to the terminals. You can see Delta does have a lot of employees working on this Christmas Eve, but some have no choice but to stay home, and that's creating a domino effect. It's the latest blow this holiday season caused by the highly transmissible Omicron variant, which now accounts for the bulk of new COVID cases in the U.S. United Airlines has canceled more than 150 Christmas Eve flights, many of them because of staffing shortages. Delta Airlines has canceled 90 of today's flights. Same thing, many because of staffing issues. Earlier this week, Delta's CEO sent a letter to the CDC saying he was concerned about labor shortages. He asked the agency to consider reducing the recommended quarantine time from 10 days to 5 for those who are vaccinated.
We're actively examining those data now and doing some modeling analyses to assess that, and we anticipate that we'll have some updates soon.
So we'll be following that. As you take a live look here at the airport, I can tell you a lot of passengers are taking to Twitter and other social media complaining this morning about the cancellations. We'll be speaking with some of them and we'll let you know if they've been able to reschedule. We're live at Hartsville-Jackson. Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
Yeah, certainly frustrating for so many people, Rebecca. Thanks so much. And those new COVID cases are exploding in Georgia this year, too. Data shows just yesterday we had the highest number of new cases since September, with more than 8,600 new cases.
You know, that's alarming because the new data comes as millions of Americans are about to gather with their families for Christmas Eve this evening. Our Tori Cooper continuing our Omicron coverage right now from a testing site that should open today or may not. Tori, you're saying because of the holidays, a lot of them won't open.
That's exactly right, Karen. And some people are actually waiting in line right here. We have some people who just showed up here. I will go up to them and tell them that this site is actually closed today and tomorrow. But this is what we will likely see at a number of different testing sites this today and tomorrow, because many people are still trying to catch a last-minute test. Georgia is now one of 6 states where cases more than doubled just in the past week. The results at many testing sites are now coming back with more positive cases. The latest data in Georgia shows cases are up by 115%, with 8,630 new infections. In Florida, Hawaii, and Washington, D.C., cases more than quadrupled. Labs across the country are now overwhelmed. Omicron has already pushed daily case counts higher than Delta's peak. Hospitals in Georgia are becoming overwhelmed once again. This week, bed capacity went from 86% Wednesday to 84% just yesterday. And ICU bed capacity went from 82% to 81%. Early research shows Omicron symptoms are less severe, but scientists say immunity is wearing down in millions of Americans who will be gathering for the holiday.
So if somebody has been vaccinated a long time ago, he or she need to go and get a booster as soon as possible. Somebody has been infected a long time ago, because there is a waning immunity from infection and from vaccines.
Now, since July, I have been keeping a close eye on our vaccination rates, and personally, I have not seen our rates go above 53%, which is a good indicator that this data shows that many of the Georgians who have not gotten vaccinated as of now may likely not do so anytime soon. But again, if you are looking to get tested, make sure you check on their hours before you head out the door. Coming up, we'll take a closer look at this data. Reporting live in Buckhead, I'm Tori Cooper, CBS 46 News.
Tori, thanks. It's 6:37 right now, and we're keeping an eye on today with the other stories you need to know.
Fire crews say no one was injured when a fire ripped through a Decatur apartment complex. They say the fire started on the ground floor of the villas at Panthersville and went right to the second floor. 8 units affected. The fire going through 2 of those units, while the other 6 had a lot of smoke and water damage. They had to rescue dogs in one of those units, but we're told they all made it out alive. The American Red Cross helping those families affected.
Christmas shoppers had to take shelter in an Oak Brook, Illinois mall. when two people started shooting at each other. Police say 4 people were hurt by gunfire and taken to the hospital. SWAT teams went store to try to clear them all. Right now we know one shooter is in custody and police are looking for the other one.
A congressional panel investigating Live Nation's role in the Astroworld tragedy that left 10 concert goers dead and hundreds more injured. That panel looking into security planning for the event and the steps Live Nation Entertainment took after it was declared a mass casualty event. Now the crowd surged to the stage where rapper Travis Scott was performing.
Crooks caught on camera breaking into an Atlanta production business. The Plug ATL off Johnson Road was hit early yesterday morning. The suspects used a crowbar to get in through the front door. They stole more than $100,000 worth of video equipment. Call Atlanta police if you have any information.
Your Atlanta Hawks looking good right there, right? But they've seen better days. They did beat the 76ers in Philly last night, 98-96, but they're missing so many key players. Sharif Cooper, the 7th Hawk to enter COVID protocols this week. 2 Hawks players coming out of the game with injuries, including Cam Reddish, who actually dropped 18 points last night. The Hawks facing the Knicks tomorrow at Madison Square Garden at noon.
All right, we need to get everybody healthy, don't we?
Yes, we do. And this weather
get on
may
with
help with
things.
that.
Yeah.
Right? The warmer it gets.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to open the windows, open air, get outside, enjoy it. Not this morning, but by this afternoon and for the rest of the year. That is not the case across much of the country. It is very cold this morning in the Northeast. If you still have to catch a flight, it looks like all arriving flights are good to go, but flights out of LA are being severely delayed because of rain. Look, Phoenix, San Diego, it's raining in Los Angeles. So if you have people coming home from the Southwest and even from the Rockies, this atmospheric river, you've heard the word, it's a surge of moisture, lots of rain, lots of snow. I do expect delays.
The White House is giving an early Christmas gift to millions of Americans. Another pause on those student loans.
Those repayments are going to be for an additional 90 days. Natalie Brandt explains what this new decision means for you.
The White House says the extended pause on federal student loan repayments and interest impacts an estimated 41 million borrowers.
We know some student loan borrowers are still coping with the pandemic and need some time before resuming payments.
Was this expected? It was welcome. It was really clear that student loan borrowers were not ready to pay their student loan bills if they came due next month.
Mike Pierce of the Student Borrower Protection Center says the student debt crisis existed before the pandemic and is now coupled with economic uncertainty.
Inflation has caused food prices to go up, rent to go up, gas to go up, car payments to go up. And the thought of taking away that financial flexibility, that little measure of security, was too much for people to bear.
The extension announced Wednesday runs through May 1st. The pause started as part of COVID relief under the previous administration. Advocates are pressing to make it permanent. Derek Johnson, the president of the NAACP, tweeted, "If you can afford to pause student loan repayments over and over again, you can afford to cancel it." The Student Borrower Protection Center says student debt has impacted communities of color at far higher rates and spans all ages. Mike Pierce says people need to know their options.
Every single person with a student loan that's been paused has a right under federal law to tie their payment to their income. If you're recently unemployed, or if your spouse has lost their job, or if you've had a big drop in wages because of the pandemic, you might have a right to make a payment that is as low as $0 per month.
The Department of Education says it's ready to work with people to prepare for a transition back into repayment. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
It is 6:46. Santa Claus is on his way. He's taken off from the North Pole. He's now flying his sleigh right around the globe.
And kids will be able to track him. Our Brooks Baptiste, our little kid at heart, joining us with your top trending stories. Brooks?
Good morning to you, ladies. This is the biggest story of the morning, if you ask me. I'm talking about Santa. He has his sleigh full of toys and goodies for all the good boys and girls in our area. I'm told he has some coal as well, but
Yes.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to look at this tracker right here, and this is the North American Aerospace Defense Command's website that went live around 6 o'clock this morning, showing Santa leaving the North Pole. We're told he's headed towards New Zealand right now. He's already dropped off 250,000 gifts. So he's got a while before he's going to make it to our area, but the good news is kids can call NORAD throughout the day to check the whereabouts of Santa and his reindeer. We also have this streaming on our CBS 46 Facebook page. Also trending this morning, Google, they better move over because TikTok is taking the #1 spot for the most popular website of the year. TikTok beating out well-known domains including Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Netflix, according to a new tech report. Now, overall this year, TikTok was closely followed by Google in second place and Facebook in third. All right, here's a story getting a lot of conversation online. Viewers calling for action. And now a Wheel of Fortune contestant is getting a brand new car despite failing to win due to a technicality. Yeah, Audi says it's giving Charlene Rubish a Q3, which is this luxury SUV, as you see it right there. Yeah, it's got a starting price around $35,000, and Rubish almost got one as a prize on the show, but she paused too long while answering a puzzle. Folks were not happy about it on Twitter, and Audi says, technicality or not, they are going to give her some holiday cheer. So they're giving her the car. All right, I just watched that clip again, guys, and she deserved that car. It happened before that buzzer went off.
I thought so too. Yeah.
I don't know if there was a delay on the set between what we saw on TV, but I'm telling you, it happened. And that was actually a really smart move by Audi.
It was a smart move.
We're talking about it now, right?
So I'm going to have to eat my words. Because earlier I said, hey, you know, the rules are the rules, but Brooks and I talked about it in the newsroom when I went to grab my cup of coffee. And he's like, no, Gravere, I'm telling you, if you watch that, she really did get it in right before that buzzer.
Right there.
So there you go.
California's Department of Justice investigating after police in Los Angeles shoot and kill a 14-year-old girl during a shootout with an assault suspect. That girl inside a clothing store dressing room when officers opened fire on the suspect, killing him. Witnesses say the man had attacked a woman with a bicycle chain lock, and that woman was rushed to the hospital.
Former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter is going to spend her first Christmas behind bars after being found guilty of manslaughter in the death of Daunte Wright.
Jurors reached a unanimous verdict after about 27 hours of deliberations. Chris Wynn has reaction from Minnesota.
We, the jury, on the charge of manslaughter in the first degree, find the defendant guilty.
The mother of Daunte Wright says she felt every single emotion running through her body as the verdict against her son's killer was read.
I kind of let out a yelp because it was built up in the anticipation.
Former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kimberly Potter remaining stoic in court Thursday, a stark difference from 1 week ago when she broke down on the stand.
I'm sorry it happened. I'm so sorry.
The 26-year police veteran says she mistook her gun for her taser when she fatally shot Wright, a 20-year-old black man, during a traffic stop. Judge Regina Chu denied the defense's request to allow Potter to go home before her February sentencing.
I cannot treat this case any differently than any other case.
Her bail revoked. Potter will instead spend Christmas in custody. Outside the courthouse, demonstrators carrying Black Lives Matter signs and portraits of Wright celebrated the verdict.
We have a degree of accountability for Daunte's death. Accountability is not justice, but accountability is an important step, a critical, necessary step on the road to justice for us all.
In Minneapolis, I'm Chris Wynn reporting.
Your time right now is just about 17 minutes after 6, and developing this morning, Tesla will no longer allow drivers and front seat passengers to play video games while its cars are moving. The company is now updating its software to lock those games when the car's in motion. And it comes after federal regulators started investigating Tesla's gaming feature for some 2 years. Nothing has prevented Tesla drivers from playing those games while using the autopilot feature. There are investigations into 11 accidents involving the car's autopilot and self-driving features.
If you still have some last-minute Christmas shopping to do, you are not alone. You can expect to see crowds today at stores once again.
You still have stuff to do, KG?
I just thought of somebody I forgot.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to stick around. You got to watch this because Brooks is here to help Karen and all of you out there who have some holiday shopping to do down to the minute.
Look, Gravir, we're doing this report for Karen.
I know, apparently
She needs to know all of this, and for you two at home. You know, according to Retail Me Night, about 74% of consumers have done some last-minute shopping this holiday season. So that's about the last week or so, right? Well, while many stores had extended hours throughout the week, the majority are going to be closing earlier today. So we want to help you out if you have to go out there to these stores. Most of the malls in Metro Atlanta will close by 6 o'clock today. Now, for last-minute tech needs, Best Buy, we are told, is going to be closing tonight at 7 o'clock. Now, if you still have to get some toys for the little ones, Target will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. But check this out, Walmart is closing at 6, which is very early compared to what it's done the last couple of years. We're told Dollar General will be staying open until 10 o'clock tonight. But let's talk about the grocery stores. If you still have some shopping to do for maybe your dinner items, all Publix locations are going to be open until 7 o'clock. And then Kroger's hours, they vary here in our area, but many of them, according to what I'm seeing online, will be open until about 6 o'clock. So here we go. You know, bottom line, the clock is ticking. It is best to get out and about whenever these stores open, and you can expect some serious traffic on the roads and in the stores. And now we even see some traffic in the sky because Santa is on his way to Georgia. Woo! Yeah, he just took off from the North Pole about 6 o'clock this morning, so pretty exciting there.
Thanks for watching CBS 46 News. Watch us live wherever you are, our mobile and our streaming news app. You can also watch us on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.